Good call, bad call time on Footy Classified. Caroline Wilson with the near ball. Caro, the rest of the footy media need to get their own catchphrases, get their own honey smacks. Good call, bad call.
Now, this is a bad call, and I'll tell you why after you've listened to 774, Matt Clinch talk to Tom Lynch yesterday.
Are you excited about what your midfield might look like with him and Tim Taranto with another pre-season under their belt? Obviously, Tim got some close checking in terms of the analysis of his game, but he seems to have really thrived in the second half of the season.
Well done, Matt. Imitation is the highest form of flattery, Kane.
Taking off, Cara.
That is a bad call.
Hutchie, to you, the AFL need to start sweating the small stuff. Good call, bad call.
This is a good call. There's an absolute epidemic in goal kicking, cribbing going on, Kane, and it could cost someone a grand final or a final spot. Here's an example from the weekend. See what that mark's taken? Yep. Now, everyone does this now. Imagine how many goals Lordo would have kicked. That's where he ended up kicking that from, Smith, which is a goal. That's where he should have kicked it from. Yep. Draw a line, umpires, between the man on the mark and the goal. And man on the mark, find your right spot. Don't give them an inch. Everyone's doing it. The smarter players do it best. That's a goal they might not have otherwise got.
I agree. Kane, it's important to stick to your guns as a commentator. Good call, bad call.
That's a very good pick up from you, Lordo. Firstly, let's have a listen to one of our favourites, Brad Johnson, in commentary for Fox Footy.
Warner out the front, gets on the end of the handball. Kick smothered.
So whether Chad Warner will go with these boots again next week. 10 kicks at 10%. Wow. Just might have to change them up.
Wits. Speaking of Warner.
Hang on.
He might not
Hang
catch
on.
them at all.
Hang on.
He's just proved you wrong, Jono. Phenomenal. He heard you.
So that's a bad call. I think Chad will stick with those boots.
Matthew, hopefully Kane will overlook self-interest when it comes to the Dacos brothers. Good call, bad call.
That's a good call by you, Caro. He's an all-Australian selector, and he loves the fact that he and Chad are the only brothers to have ever made an all-Australian team together in 2007. So, Kane,
you wouldn't.
Put self-interest aside and get them both in.
Okay.
Yep, it's going to be gritted teeth. And get ticks in there while you're at it, just to make your presence felt.
I wouldn't be backing Tim Taranto anytime soon.
Kane, the bond between premiership coaches and their players can never be broken. Good call, bad call.
No, it's a bad call from you, Hutchie. I noticed this in the Herald Sun on Friday. A pretty strong whack here from Jordan Lewis on his old coach. So if Clarkson is the greatest coach ever, how come he couldn't get a team to finish above 13th in 3 or 4 seasons? So what makes a good coach? I think Jordan is suggesting that it was the players that made the success and not his old coach, Alistair Clarkson.
Caro, even Hutchie wouldn't have sold this one. Good call, bad call.
Yeah, weird call. It was interesting, a really sad announcement, obviously, with Paddy McCartan announcing his retirement. I thought it was a bit odd that it was sponsored by a software company. I don't know if you need to sponsor some stories, Matthew. I think they could have left that one out. Good call.
Well done to Paddy McCartan for everything you gave the game and everything.
Oh, absolutely.
All right, Lordo, there's a reason nobody looks to key forwards for styling tips. Good call, bad call.
Good call by you, Kano. Great pick-up call. I've never seen this before. So it's the resin or that you call it. Grippo, instead of putting it in his hands, he's using it for his hair. So he's looking at himself up at the scoreboard and styling his hair with the Grippo. But he was on fire the other night.
Craig, the Lions and the Crows could expect a fine this week. Good call, bad call.
This is a really, really bad call, a mean-spirited call, and reflective of where you've got to with the criticism of coaches' call. They were watching the big screen and delayed the pressure on the weekend to see what happened in the Matildas and getting involved in it, and as they should. They are great custodians.
It wasn't a big screen, it was a small screen. They were watching it on one of their mobile phones.
Fagan and Nix are great custodians of sport. This was a moment that united the country, and that's
no mobile phones allowed in the rooms, Craig.
It's a very petty way to finish.
No mobile phones allowed.
It was balderdash from you,
Matildas or no Matildas.
And too many curmudgeons have been influencing you.